Daryl D here, back on this ever-continuing journey of finding all of the works of the incredible Richard Corben. So glad you could join me. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, especially you Richard Corben fans out there. I'm looking for everything that I can find, everything within my budget, and I'd like to hear some of your experiences of the Richard Corben stuff that you guys are tracking down, maybe some stuff that you're looking for. I have another really cool, interesting mixed bag. I bought some books that I want to show you, some types that I've never bought before, actually. Well, at least one. I want to share that with you as well. Let's get started. I pulled out 10 to show you that I'm adding to my collection. And let's see what happens, okay? So this first one, I've never bought a book quite like this. I'm going to get some of this wrong, I already know. But this is, and these are all magazines, once again. These are all magazine-sized comics. This is 1984. A lot of you guys know about that book. And I can't remember what issue this is or anything because it's actually in Spanish. So this is like the first Corben book, the first comic magazine that I've ever bought that was in Spanish. Now, I can't remember exactly where I found this, but I know that I only paid $5 for it, and it was online somewhere, but I don't remember exactly where. Let's take a flip through here, and I almost feel like there's a Den story. Yeah, this is a Den story. Den 2. Says it right here in the table of contents. And that's definitely, well, let me not say definitely, but this looks like, that looks like Corben art on the cover. Take a good look at that. Does that not look like Corben art? But I said that about this one Heavy Metal where the two chicks are in the ring fighting, and someone had to correct me. So let me see if I can find anything in here that says that maybe he did the art. I do see his name in here, but there is a story inside here, but I don't see anything that says cover. And then he usually puts his tag on the cover somewhere, but I don't see that either. Maybe it's underneath the strip or something. But I would bet cash money that that was Corben art. And I know whatever the month and year, which, let me see if I can find that. Whatever the month and year for this book, it's not the same cover as the American version. I know there's two different covers there. I don't see anything in here. But let's find it. So, yeah, this first opening page is like just incredible art. Incredible. Look at that. And then there was something else in here that I saw, because I did flip through this earlier. I haven't actually read this one. And this is like Den 2. I'm not sure I've read that whole entire story of Den 2, because this stuff just doesn't look familiar at all. It's almost like the setting is out in the country somewhere. You know, look at that landscaping there, and that doesn't look familiar at all. But I thought this was cool. You know, why not? I can't read it, unfortunately. But I thought it was cool to add that to the collection. So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Next up, okay, this is a really interesting. This is that fanzine, Rocket Blast Comic Collector. Now, there's at least, I think I've showed you one other copy of this, at least one other copy, and there's at least maybe 6 or 7 of these books that Richard Corben appears in. Again, this is a fanzine. I know some of you guys are familiar with this. Let's look and find out exactly where Richard Corben is hiding. Look at that. So this was a really long run. And I think a lot of the Corben books are somewhere between 70 and 80, 85, I believe. So, but I want to see, and I'm not exactly sure what the whole purpose of these fanzines were. There's lots of interviews, but I'm not sure if it's with the actual writers or artists or what. And then just lots of pages where they're selling things and different advertisements. It's more written word than there is actual art. There are some stories in here, but let's see what we got here. John Cooper, some stuff with him in here. I'm going to flip through real quick first, and if I can't find it right away, then I'll see if there's a table of contents. But I don't see these, I don't see this magazine very often at all. I think I've only seen it in the wild maybe twice, and I believe that was all at the same store. I believe they were all at Champion Comics. I can't recall seeing one of these anywhere else. Oh, here he is, way in the back. Okay, so, and it looks like it's just a page of his artwork taken probably from different books or whatnot. If there's any more in here, I guess I'll find it later. But like I said, it's probably maybe 10% of this book is actual artwork, and the rest it's almost more like a price guide or a selling platform for people to sell. But I think I only have 2 of these. 2, maybe 3, but 2 definitely, because I know I showed one before. But I'm looking for the other ones. Whenever I see them online, they're more than what I'm willing to pay for it, so I just kind of leave those alone. In fact, I'll get to that in a minute. One of them I got off of Instagram, but I'll get more into that later. Okay, so next up, I actually thought that I had this book already, and it turns out that I didn't. So this is Jeremy Brood, and I know you guys are familiar with that cover. When I say you guys, I'm referring to the Corben collectors and fans out there. But whether you have this book or not, it's got a pretty recognizable cover. And I bought the book, the one that just says Brood across it, like real big. And so for some reason, I thought, I think I got them mixed up. So until I did like some looking around, because I remember this one popping up not too long ago. And then I did some checking around and realized I didn't have that book. So I had to get it. So yeah, I'm digging that cover with the afro on the sister right there. Man, I love his faces. Look at that. That is so cool. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Now, it says Richard Corben and Jan Stranat. Can somebody help me pronounce that last name? because I have a lot of books where those two work together. And I think is Jan a woman or is that a man? Because I automatically thought it was a woman, but I could have swore I heard or read something somewhere where that was supposed to be a he. I don't know. Somebody help me out with that. But I'm glad to have that. Here's a book that has been talked about a lot on some of the channels that I watch. This is The House on the Borderland. Vertigo. DC Vertigo book. I'm not sure. I paid $40 for this book. When it retailed for $30. Yeah, retail for $30. I'm not sure the year that it came out, but this sucker is brand new, sealed. So $40 was I mean, was that a good deal for this book? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I think it goes for a lot more if my memory serves me correctly. But I'm glad I got this. I didn't have this on my Corben list, more than likely because I usually see it for a lot more than what I'm willing to pay. But I got this off of IG, and I got it from, there's a seller on there, and he goes by Obscure Comics. So if you look up Obscure Comics, he has these claim sales every Sunday. And what's kind of funny is I came across him on IG like a few years ago, 2-3 years ago at least. And I just left him a message like, hey, do you have any Corben stuff you're selling? I'm not sure if he started following me and then I sent him. I don't recall. But, man, like 2 years later, he got back to me. He's like, hey, you still looking for Corben books? I'm like, that was like 2 years ago. And, yeah, I am. So I bought quite a few Corben books. I'm going to show you a couple more that I got from him. But let me find him. See if I can find him. Because his username is one thing, and then his other name, page name, is Obscure Comics. So let me just find him. Oop, did I just miss him? There he is. So Obscure CMX. Let's see if I can you even see that? That looks blurry. Obscure .cmx, or just put Obscure Comics in there. And he has like I said, he has claim sales like once a week on Sundays. Just to give you an idea, he sells a lot of crazy indie stuff. Like I just bought Virgil. I don't know what that. Did I buy these from him? Here's Wise Guys, Exposure, Omega 1, Reflux. And all these books I'm showing you, Tailland, I bought all these between $1 and $2. All of these were between $1 and $2. What is this? Exile Earth. Raisin Pie. So he's got a ton. He sells a ton of like just this indie stuff. And That's where I've been getting some of the Corben stuff from him, mostly magazines, but a couple of books too. So I got this from him, $40, completely sealed. Looking forward to that one. Okay, where did I get this? Oh, I got this from him as well. Obscure Comics. This is Bodyssey, the Bodyssey. And what did I pay for this? Because I know this goes for, I want to say $50 to $75 range, and I think I paid $20 for it from him. So that was great. Let me see. I might as well show you all of the stuff I got from him that I have in this stack. I just got this in the mail today. This is Den number 4. This was actually, I paid $25 for this one. And also, this is a cool cover. I bought Den 5 Elements from his one. These are in mint condition. They're mint condition. I paid $25 a piece for them. I think that's sort of the going rate, 20 to 25, maybe 15 to 25. I got those, or I usually see those for. And then what I also got from him was, I can't even pronounce this, but this is another Spanish book, Eterna Yuta? I don't know. What does that say? What does that say? And then look at this cover. I mentioned this before, but it's like Corben has a way of making full-grown adults kind of look like dwarfs or little people or just small humans. Because see how weird the body is? You know, look at the long legs, the really, really short upper body, and the big head on this chick. It's like it's disproportionate, but I love it. You know what I mean? And so he's not only on the cover, there is a story inside here. And this is a really thick book, really thick magazine. I almost think, was there a Den story in here? Okay, so I don't know. This gotta be Den. But there's like no opening page. And I don't understand. Okay, so here's what they wrote. So, okay, now that looks like Den to me. Even though it doesn't show Den at all. It just shows these lizard people. I'm probably wrong. Somebody help me out with that. Steer me in the right direction. Because this has got to be like a, you know, like a story from somewhere. Some kind of story from somewhere. But it was cool, you know. Having it in a collection is cool, even though I can't actually read it. But $10, $10 I paid for that one, as well as this creepy number 77. Now this is what I was talking about too earlier. The American version of creepy number 77 does not have the same cover. So I'm not even sure if it's the same story, but that's Corben all the way. I don't know if it has the same story, but it definitely is not the same cover at all. Let's see if there's some inside art on this one. This is another one. These two I also got from Obscure Comics on IG, and they were $10 a piece. And these are really nice condition too. Let's see if we can find. I don't see Corben's name. Let me take a quick flip, because it might just be cover art only. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any inside Corben art, but they did. There is an ad for the Bloodstar. There's an ad for the Bloodstar book that he did. So it's still cool. I mean, these are those, really interesting little nuggets that you have in your collection that the next person probably won't have. The whole world of foreign comic books, or I should say American comic books that were released in foreign countries in those prospective languages, it's I just find that whole world to be very interesting, and I've always wanted some of those in my collection. I think I showed in the past a Daredevil book that somebody gifted me, Jason over at Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop, and it was I can't remember what it was, a Frank Miller Daredevil. It was from that Frank Miller era. So that's cool. So now I got a nice little handful of foreign comics in my collection. So the last one I want to show you from this go round is, I just found out about this book, and I thought that it was comic size, but when I got it, it's magazine size. So this is like a underground comics, Mendocino Country Comics. Mendocino Country Comics, and it's autographed by some guy. I don't know what's his name. Bill somebody, I don't know, somebody who had something to do with putting this book together. And I think the guy wanted like $35 or something, and I was like, hey man, you got one of these that's not signed, because I don't care about any signature, I just kind of want the book. I found out recently that Corben appears in here, and he gave me a deal on it. He knocked off like 10, $15 or so. I think he knocked off like 10 books. Oh, it's starting to come back to me now. So I think there's just a few Corben pictures in this book. Like, there's not like a story. Oh wait, there is a story. There's a short story in here about Corben. This book came out of was it the Bay Area? Or was it California? I'm not sure. I just want to make sure that there's nothing in the front that you need to see. So, okay, so here's the real short story. And it doesn't even, it credits Corben at the end of this really short story, but it doesn't mention Corben in the table of contents. So you're about to get the whole story in just a few seconds. So this is how it starts off. Princess thinking if I kiss this frog, I got a little something coming to me. So she kisses old dude. She kisses old boy, and boom, he ends up like this. The end. She realizes I made a big mistake. The frog was better looking. So that's the entire Corben story in this book. I think I paid like $25 for it. I just wanted it. When I saw it, I kind of freaked out. Like, whoa, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. And I've seen it once or twice online go for a lot more than that. They were around 50, $60. So I was good with paying the 25. At least I have it. I can knock that off. I'm glad I have that covered. I didn't know about it, like I said, until just recently, maybe less than a month. I've known about this book, and so to track it down within a month, that was pretty cool with me. But yeah, this is like a really, really interesting, mixed bag of stuff. These books, adding the Spanish books to my collection. I never planned on collecting the Den stuff in this form, but I've been finding them. I showed you a couple others that I found, in the last so many months. The Bodyssey was a great find because they go for way more than what I paid for it. The House on the Borderline, mint condition sealed, fantastic. These are some really, really cool books that I've gotten to add to the collection. But the struggle continues. I'll be back soon with more Corben comics from my personal collection. So far, thank you guys for hanging out. Peace and love.